Welcome to Pyramid Times. We have with us wonderful guest Dr. Karthikeyan ji, and today we are going to speak on the topic Love for the Humanity. Dr. Karthikeyan is a former lawyer, a senior police officer, human rights activist, promoter of interfaith harmony, and also an environmentalist. He held various positions across the Government of India, including Director General of National Human Rights Commission, Director of Central Bureau of Investigation, and Director General of Central Reserve Police Force. And he also authored 2 books. His popular publications include Triumph of Truth, The Rajiv Gandhi Assassination, The Investigation, and Human Rights, Problems and Solutions. And President of India, in recognition to his distinguished service to the nation, has awarded the title Padma Shri. This is the highest national awards of India. With this, I welcome Dr. Karthikeyan sir. And also we have with us guest Dr. Harikumar sir, who is a hair transplant surgeon, and he extensively teaches meditation and spirituality across the globe. He does a lot of workshops, trainings very often. And we also have with us guest Dr. Rama Devi madam. She is a senior gynecologist. She is from Dr. Rama's Fertility and IVF Center. And we also have with us guest Dr. Shobha Devi madam. She is a diabetologist and also obesity specialist. She is also a Miss India pageant winner. With this, I welcome all to the Love for Humanity show. Over to you, Dr. Harikumar sir.
Yeah, thank you, Veena, for your nice introduction. Yes, sir. Namaskarams to our Padma Shri Dr. Karthikeyan ji. We are glad to see you once again, and we are eagerly waiting for your transforming and revolutionizing love towards the humanity. You are such a wonderful police officer, and you empower the people wherever the time is possible, and wherever you go, you enlighten the public. Today, we have chosen a wonderful topic, love for humanity. Sir, I'll begin with this beautiful statement. There is no envy, no jealousy, or no hatred between the different colors of the rainbow, and no fear either, because each one exists to make the other love more beautiful. So all rainbow colors are there together. They love each other. They support each other. They strengthen each other. This is what we call love for everyone. As a health specialist, I strongly understood that love for humanity is lacking nowadays. This is the cause for the ill health, disease, distress, disharmony. So what is your opinion? As because you have extensive experience, you are an advisor to many spiritual organizations, you are a spiritual ambassador. So we want to hear from you, sir, because Rama Devi and our crown diabetologist, she's also crown of 2019 Mrs. India. She's also with us. We are very lovely are here to hear you, sir. Yes, sir.
Very great to being with all of you. Thank you, Veena, for your beautiful introduction.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
My old friend, and he is transforming humanity with his spiritual message and thought. Dr. Rama Devi, gynecologist, you are doing a great service. Dr. Shobha Devi also dealing with
thank you, sir.
The pandemic of diabetology. They say India is actually capital of diabetics and all that.
It is.
It's a great privilege to be with all of you this evening. Now, Dr. Hari's question takes my memory to my visit to Lahore some years back during the regime of General Musharraf. At that time, there was a conference, Interfaith Harmony, harmony on Rumi, the philosophy of Rumi. Yeah, there people had been invited from all over the world, actually from all religions. I turned to be the only Indian, that too the Hindu and the vegetarian Hindu to be invited. I was surprised to find myself all alone there. So the question of interfaith, actually it came, Rumi. So there's a controversy, what's called Wahhabis, the extreme Islamic fundamentalists, they were against Rumi. They said he has destroyed Islam. Whereas, all over the world he is celebrated. For me, is a favorite poet of mine, Rumi. Jalaluddin Rumi is called. In fact, I traveled all the way to a place called Konya. That is about 8 hours drive from Istanbul. That is his resting place, final resting place. And that too on the day of his death, he called it his wedding day. He welcomed death, He's a very unique philosopher. So I happened to be there. People, admirers come from all over the world on that day. They have very famous dervishes, whirling dervishes, they call it. They dance like this. You must have seen it.
Yes, yes.
That is spiritual dance, actually.
Kufi dance.
To celebrate him, I happened to be there. He is my favorite poet. In fact, they say he is one of the most translated poets in the world today. He preached the harmony of all religions. He preached. So I had to speak. I knew very well there are people from the hill tribes, they are dead against him. So I said like this, the world has to have people of different colors, rainbow colors, Dr. Hari was talking about it. So that brought my memory to that, what I said. I said in my speech, I had to do it without offending them because I was the only lonely Hindu there addressing them. And I knew people, all types of people were there from Islam and other religions also. So I took a beautiful bouquet of flowers they gave me, right, of all colors, all shapes and all that. I told them, you see how beautiful the bouquet is. Because of, you can grow the flower bouquet of same colors, same size also. But a gardener loves his garden, not because of the same flowers. He enjoys creating different colors, different flowers, different sizes and all that. And same way you have given me the bouquet out of love for me, respect for me, with all four colors. So like that, the God also, the creator, whether you call him Allah or Holy Father or Shiva or Brahma, whatever we may call in our various traditions, the creator is only one. Ultimately, whatever we may call anything, there can't be many people, then they would have been fighting between them. The creator is ultimately owned by whatever name we may call. But that's like a gardener enjoying various colors, like me enjoying the bouquet of various colors. The creator also allows people of different regions, different times, to realize their own path, truth, by following different traditions. The creator is the same. The path is going to be the same. But there is variety, like you like various colors, gardener likes various flowers. The creator also enjoys various traditions, blossoming in various places, depending upon the tendency and temperament of the various people and various times. So what is there to fight with each other? What is there to say who is superior, who is superior? And if all of us believe, my concept of God is all powerful, all merciful. So also your concept of your God, you may call it any name. Every religion, the creator, you may believe, is all powerful, all merciful. If you believe so, where is the question of hating somebody else? Because creation is by the same God, ultimately. So if you say hate somebody, that means you don't have faith in your God. If he is all merciful, how can you hate somebody ultimately created by the same divine? That means you are irreligious. And he is perfect. In God's creation, in your concept, my concept, the creation is perfect. If you want to improve, change him, that means your God is not perfect. That means God has created imperfect beings. That means your God is not perfect. So if you believe, whatever may be your concept name, the God is all merciful, all powerful, accept the creation as it is. Respect them. There are different ways of life. My place of worship may be of different size. My language may be different and all that. Like they say, all roads lead to Rome, all paths lead to the same divinity. Paths are many, goal is the same. Then I quoted some Islamic scholars. If I say this, they may get offended. Well-known Islamic scholars, they have also said the same thing in different languages and different times, but the meaning is the same. So if you are truly religious, believe in your God, you just can't try to change somebody, trying to convert anybody, or hate somebody. If you hate somebody, you are hating someone created by the divine, who is in your concept, he is everything. He created everything. So I said, if you're truly religious, truly devoted, truly believe in God, accept people as they are, because they're all created by the same divine. They may call them by different names. If you try to reform somebody, hate somebody, kill somebody, or that means you are irreligious. I said, search your own heart and see if you are religious, devotional, deeply believe in God, accept people as they are. Respect their way of living, respect their worshipping. If you say no, they should not exist or they must convert, that means you are irreligious, you don't have faith in your God. I concluded my speech like this.
Excellent, excellent.
God enjoys the different colors of people. Whether you go to a church or a mosque or a gurudwara, whatever it is for the divine, he is happy because he has so many colors.
Yes, sir.
But as long as you follow the fundamental truths and traditions of compassion, kindness, you love humanity. Love humanity because all are created by the same divine. Loving humanity is the only path available to you if you are devotee, religion of any religion in the world. If you don't love humanity, you are irreligious, you are an infidel. Love humanity is the only path because it's the same. See, again, Dr. Hari can explain it so beautifully, much more better than me. But you know what? See, when I breathe out, I breathe in. It's going all over the planet.
Wonderful.
So we must be inhaling the oxygen from all parts of the world, from all people,
Correct.
all religions,
Correct.
even from the animals, actually, all life forms actually. Only the trees
Absolutely.
take the carbon dioxide.
Absolutely.
Isn't it so? So you can't say that. I can't say. Maybe I'm inhaling the breath given out by millions and billions of people around the world. So where is the question of hating somebody or untouchability, somebody superior, somebody inferior? It is not stupidity, ignorance. So love humanity is the only way you can live. Either humanity lives as a whole or destroys itself in installments.
Excellent, sir. Awesome. And very wonderful information you have given, sir. It's reminding me a statement. Our greatest power as nations and individuals is not the ability to employ assault weapons, suicide bombers, and drones to destroy each other. The greater with which we may arm ourselves are grace, compassion, sufficient enough to love and save each other. What a wonderful thing, sir. Either to harm or armor with love. It's a very wonderful. Yes, madam, Shobha ma'am, it's your turn now.
Yeah, I love the way sir has put it, that there's the single creator for each and every one of us. And when we are dissenting with us, we are dissenting against our own creator. So
Yes.
so very well put, sir. That is, I'm so impressed with that, because it is so difficult to teach to people that yes, interfaith dialogue should be there, and we should be appreciating everyone else around us instead of having the strife which is going on now. So,
Yes. I remember the universal, we have the interfaith harmony interfaith conferences, global conference.
Correct.
Melbourne, I attended. I was invited, and people came from all over the world, all religions. One session with all the religious masters. I had the opportunity or responsibility to address them. So I addressed them. They're all great people from great religions, great masters were there.
Yes.
And I said, continuing the same thought which I addressed in Lahore, I told them, all religions are great.
Yes.
They were, in fact, many of them, religion came after the founder left also.
Exactly.
Exactly. But if you go into the basics of all religions or the masters, they preached love,
Yes.
compassion, kindness, caring, sharing. Not only being kind to each other, kind to all forms of life, kind even to the trees, plants, nature. In India, we have the tradition of worshipping even the mountains,
Yes.
rivers, trees, and even animals. Of course, in some, we work even the monkey god, cows, because we are all dependent on each other. In fact, in creation, we have a stupidity to think that everything is created for man. No, man is one species out of the millions of species created by the divine.
True.
They are not created just for one being, human being. Only we don't realize it.
Yes.
In creation, nothing is created without a purpose. They're all interlinked, interdependent. If you, out of selfishness, you destroy, for example, you destroy the forest, what happens?
What's happening now?
You know the consequences,
We have seen it now
we are
in a
facing.
big way.
Yeah. Global warming, sea rise, water rising, unseasonal rains, flood some places, drought in some places. And now, you have been cruel to all forms of animals, eating all sorts of exotic things. They don't know, but even say there is a strong belief it came out of some, some experiment being done with some animals or something in some part of China. We don't know. It can be the revenge of the nature. We don't know. Because even now we are not able to find out what happened.
How it started, yes.
You see, invisible animal, super microscopic mind cannot find it. We don't know how it came about, how to stop the spread, what is the remedy. The whole world is trembling, Never before we are facing this uncertainty. Because I would trace it to our own stupidity that, we can keep on anything, killing anything, eating anything, destroying anything, experimenting with all these things and all that. So coming back, I told the masters, see, the politicians, by their very nature, they are not going to bring people together. For their power votes, they will divide people. They may talk something, but ultimately for votes, they would like to divide the community. I said, you spiritual masters, by all means you speak glory about your own religion. Certainly, because naturally, every religion, the masters. But don't run down other religions. Don't run down other religions, because it's not, then what will happen? That is the reason why people are becoming irreligious now. The youth is going away from religion. I'm not talking religion for the sake of rituals and worship, because all religions, basically, they've got some human values. Universally accepted human values are the basis of all religions. So, is it religion basis? Today, there's a lot of deviation. That's a different matter. So, religious masters should not, for the sake of growing your own supporters, speak ill of other religions. People are born in certain traditions, values, let them continue to be where they are. because all religions are equally valid. Basis of all religions are absolutely, as I said, internationally accepted, respected human values. So you should, by all means, speak glory of your religion, but also, if possible, speak about the other religions are also good. At least don't talk ill of them. You have the duty to unite people, while the politicians will never do that because they want votes, so they have to divide the people. So we have no right to divide people at all. That means, that's why I support the idea of love humanity.
Excellent. Excellent.
All human beings are created. All forms of life are created by the same divine. If you have faith, even if you don't have faith, out of practical compulsion, you have to accept it. Otherwise, we'll destroy each other.
Yes, sir.
First, we'll kill all the other forms of life for eating. Then we'll eat each other ultimately. At least the animals, some of the wild animals, they have no choice. They can't eat. A lion, tiger cannot eat grass. But they kill something when they're hungry. They don't kill for no purpose. And they don't keep killing and keeping them aside for the future. Whereas man is doing that. Man is doing that, You want to destroy everything else, accumulate. Ultimately, when some unknown virus, something comes, you go empty-handed only. Isn't it so?
Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
At least to some sort of a philosophy has come into some people, at least telling there is no immunity. The most powerful man in the planet also had COVID-19 hospitalized. There were many powerful people there to go. Not necessarily old people, sick people, even youngsters go. Yeah. So this uncertainty at least should put in fear of God in us, telling everything is so uncertain. Life, the short life we have got, even if you live 100 years, what is the big thing? In terms of the existence of the planet for millions of years, what is 100 years? Like this.
True.
So in that life, should we not lead a life of compassion and kindness and caring and sharing for each other, all friends of planet? And what is that to be egoistic? Even if we have trillions and trillions of dollars, what is it? That's why I admire people like Warren Buffett,
Yes.
Bill Gates, and some of our own people here also, like Narayan Murthy, Ajit Premji, Tatas.
Tatas, yes.
They earn money, but they give a lot for charity.
Yeah.
Someone asked Warren Buffett, still leading a middle-class life in an apartment. He said, you are the richest man in the world. Sometimes the richest, sometimes Bill Gates is the richest, or second richest.
Yes.
But why are you still after money? Investing money, making more trillions. And he said, I enjoy making money, but I get more joy by giving it away to deserving causes. Not only the Christians or Americans, poverty anywhere in the world, ignorance anywhere in the world, illiteracy anywhere in the world, illness anywhere in the world, this money, this charity goes money. And he gives this. So I enjoy making money because I get much more joy in giving it away to deserving causes. So that is loving humanity.
Yes, sir. Wonderful.
What you are doing, your PSSM is doing, Anapanasati meditation is doing, is sharing the joy. What did Bhagavan Buddha did? Searching for peace of mind. Emperor, everything was there, but still the contentment, the inner contentment was not there. He went all over. Years together, ultimately, he got what he wanted. Jnanodaya. Enlightenment, whatever you may call it, by a technology called Vipassana. After that, he was not happy. He said, no, it must go to everybody. He was not a selfish man. He loved humanity. So he sent his disciples around. 2,500 years back. For some strange reason, it went out of India, mostly, but preserved in some countries like Burma. See, there again you see the destiny. Satyanarayana Goenka ji, whom I had the privilege of knowing like Patriji, he was also very fond of me like Patriji. He was a diamond merchant in Rangoon, one of the most prosperous diamond merchants at that time. He had got a headache, incurable headache, impossible to bear it. No cure. He went all over the world. No cure. He came back. Somebody told him, they say Vipassana meditation is good, why don't you go? He went, but then at that time it was considered only as a Buddhist meditation. So the Orthodox Hindus objected, you can't go to a Buddhist meditation. But he did go ultimately. All that he told me is all written also, books also. So it was a 3-month meditation at that time. So about a month later, his headache disappeared. But he found getting rid of headache is only a byproduct. But he enjoyed it so much, he completed this. Then Uba Singh is his Burmese master. He told him, Satyanarayana ji, it went out of India. Buddha himself said it will go out of India and will go back to India after 2,500 years. Now it is your task to take it back to the land of its birth. He gave up all his business, millions, came back to India. He told me, Karthikeyan, when I went, nobody was interested. I had to knock at the doors of people, they were not interested. But some relatives obliged me because I came. That's how I started spreading this meditation. Then, because the centers were created. Even then, it did not become a widespread, only certain centers were created. But that was 70 years back.
Yes, sir.
But even that during short time, centers were created in 40, 50 countries, there are Vipassana centers. India also some Vipassana centers came. But not many people went because it's a tough course. In a critical point of my life, about which I will tell you some other occasion, I was all alone. I needed inner strength. You can call it divine strength, inner strength, whatever it is. I had to face the whole political spectrum manipulations, a deadly terrorist group, trying to disrupt my investigation, trial, attacking me. So I heard something like this, So I joined the Vipassana Meditation Center in Hyderabad. 10 days. Tough course. Frugal meals twice a day, 11 o'clock and 5 o'clock. You have to get up at 4 o'clock. Whole day sitting meditation. No absolute silence, 10 days. First day was difficult, but 3 days you did what is called Anapanasati meditation. Now we are. Then the next 7 days is observing the sensations in the body. Observing the sensations, good and bad. Just observe, they go. Then listening to Satyanarayana Goenka, Guruji's video, 1 hour in the morning, 1 hour in the evening. Pali used to read, then English also. I found amazing benefit. So at that time, I was on the focus of the media of the world, investigating Rajiv Gandhi assassination. So they were searching for me, where he is gone, man. Ultimately, they located, there was a TV camera outside, and I came out. I said, it's amazing. Simple meditation, amazing. Then I was the only officer, perhaps, so far, holding 2 full-time jobs in 2 different organizations.
Excellent.
That is CBI, because of investigating Rajiv Gandhi assassination. Central Reserve Police Force also is holding itself. CBI has nothing to do with weapons. CRPF is fully armed with weapons, fighting terrorism, insurgency, and all that. So I wrote to the head of both organizations telling every police officer must be put through this course because they have to deal with always stress and they must be composed, equanimity dealing with situations, not get upset, worried, angry, and all that. So they said 10 days is too long. Can it be reduced to 3 days? I asked Guruji, Satyanarayana Goenka ji, he said, Karthikeyan, when I learned it was 3 months long meditation in Burma. Then I couldn't get people, so I condensed it to 10 days. Less than 10 days, it is no use, not effective. That being so, that is why I always ask Patriji. I said it's a tough course. And 20 days back, he identified me as being after me. Now only I am fully involved in this. During the lockdown period, I have the time, so I get involved. I promote it also. I asked Patriji, I said the other day, 100th time I'm asking you, Patriji, in the Zoom conference with 1,000 people here, tell me, that's a tough course. Goenkaji told me it cannot be reduced. And he said, I sat only one day, I could not sit there, I went away. But he said, I realized that Anapanasati, that itself is good enough. I experimented on myself. I found it is equally effective. It can go to everybody, the common man also. But then, like what Goenkaji found it difficult, nobody was interested. My own brother was not interested, family. So I have to knock the doors of everybody, go and make them, and walk all the villages all over Andhra Pradesh, everywhere. People like Dr. Newton, Shrens, Harikumar, so many other people, friends, they all learned meditation and became great masters by themselves now. All right. So I asked him, so this is the simplest form of meditation, but equally effective. You don't have to be a great scholar, learned person, anybody, even an ordinary man, simple person. So that's why it's catching up now. It's spreading so much. So love for humanity, Madam Dr. Shobha Devi and Dr. Rama Devi and Veena ji and Harikumar, it can be created and spread by a simple meditation called Anapanasati meditation, which Dr. Harikumar and so many others have been teaching around the world now. It is spreading very fast.
We are going to have a demo, small demo of 2 to 3 minutes of that too.
You
There's
do
a
it.
saying.
Yeah, we can close it with a meditation.
Yes, sir. Deep love for humanity is the greatest and simplest vaccine for depression. And there is also a great insight. My disdain for the politics is directly proportional to my love for humanity. Such a wonderful things, miracles can happen when we love the humanity. Now, Dr. Rama Devi, senior gynecologist, your turn, madam. You shoot your question to sir. How to make the fundamentalist
to come for the meditation, how to pursue them. We are all soft people, so we are ready to do that. But the disharmony comes because of the fundamentalists. How to convince them and make them to do meditation.
Fundamentalists, this is the only way. See, if you do this meditation, that is, you must accept what I told in Lahore. We are all created by the same divine. If you want to change somebody, that means you don't believe your creator is all powerful. How can somebody exist without being created by the creator? And according to you, he is the only creator. So he is not all powerful. If you are God, you believe he is all powerful, all merciful. Where is the question of you are trying to convert, make somebody better? That means there is some manufacturing defect. That means manufacture is not perfect. That means you don't believe your God is perfect. That means you are irreligious. If you are irreligious, only you can be a fundamentalist. If you are truly faithful in whatever is the concept of your God, you must accept everybody is created by the same God. And they have got a right to follow whatever traditions, families, times they have born in. If you hate them or try to convert them, you are a fundamentalist, you are not a religious person. Fanatics. So fanatics can be changed only by this telling, believe in your creator. If you believe in your creator, respect all other forms of life. Be kind to people. All paths lead to the same goal. You are deviating from your path and destroying yourself and the so-called religion of yours. You are doing more harm to your religion than doing any service to religion. That's why you see some, fanatics doing so much of damage to their own faith. While large number of people, overwhelming majority of the people believe in what I say, some misconceived, misguided people, they are trying to do damage to their own religion. So we have to keep preaching them, talking to them. Ultimately, again, come back to the same. If you observe, we go within yourself, you will realize the truth. Over a period of time, you realize the truth. Empty all your negative emotions. Allow the cosmic flow, divine flow, Atma Shakti to enter. That will make you realize the universal values of being good to everybody, kind to everybody, caring, sharing. It's possible. In fact, it's always far better to lead a life of harmony and respecting each other.
Wonderful, sir. Wonderful answer. And a question is asked to Albert Einstein. How humankind can be empowered? He's given a very nice answer. If human becomes kind, then humankind is going to be empowered. So the kindness, compassion, love, they have to become more kind, more compassionate, more loving. So let us do, because we are all great people. 2, 3 doctors are there, and one spiritual ambassador is there. Their love towards the humanity can spread this love everywhere. Let us do 2 minutes of meditation as suggested by KNG. So close your eyes for 2 minutes. Close your eyes. Observe your normal, natural, soft breath for another 2 minutes. Yes. Normal, natural breath, ingoing and outgoing breath. Ana, apana, sati, as said by Buddha. Wonderful. Just be aware of your breath. Breath carries the love. Breath carries the energy. Just be with your breath. Half minute is over. Another 1.5 minutes. No need to think of any god or idol. Just be with the breath. As you're observing the breath, the smile on your face is increasing, spreading all over your face, spreading every part of your body. Very nice. You are witnessing the breath. As you are witnessing the breath, your mind is becoming very, very calm, peaceful. Spreading from head to toe, these soulful smiles, making you very, very light, energetic, peaceful, blissful. As you're doing so, the heart, soul of you is opening, spreading the light around you, the workplace, the city, whole of our nation is smiling with this blissful love in all their dimensions. As you are observing the breath, these soulful smiles radiating from your heart, spreading all over the globe. All over the creation. Wonderful. Be there. Last 10 seconds. Meditation. Anapanasati. is the greatest love for humanity. Greatest tool for self-love. You are spreading this love. You are religating to your own self, remembering, recapturing your potential, and spreading this love everywhere into animal kingdom, avian kingdom, aquatic kingdom, all the creation is nurtured by your love, spreading love everywhere. Every cell in your body is glowing with wonderful health, energy, power, peace. Be there, last 5 seconds. Thanks to the Creator, thanks to all the colors of the life, making you more potential, more wholesome, more cohesive. Yes, now slowly, keep palms over your eyes and slowly open your eyes as per the direction of our CBI director, former CBI director Ji. We got introduced to Anapanasati, a blissful breath observation, the way to love the humanity. Meditation is the holistic medicine for all the problems, the life situations. And slowly open your eyes with smile. Yes, winning smile, inspiring smile. Yes, wonderful. Thank you, sir. And great. Doing meditation with you
Thank you. Nice.
very great phenomenon.
Great opportunity to see you.
Beautiful. Thank you, Dr. Ramadevi, Dr. Shobha Devi.
It's a wonderful experience, sir. And the messages you have given us, it is really great. There's a one creator, and if you don't believe in it, you're against your own religion. That is
Shobha
a
Devi,
really strong thing.
you took the blessings from our Padma Shri Kartikeyanji. Take the blessings.
Thank you.
from your crown.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much,
sir.
Kartikeyan sir.
Thank you, Veena. Sorry for
Thank you, sir.
taking the time.
Yeah, it's perfectly fine.
Thank you.